This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so yesterday we discussed about that read, right, and some input-output redirection symbols, the file descriptors, right, and we discussed about that if-else condition, and I have given that some assignments. Okay, so thank you. Many people did that one, so I'm expecting from everyone. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about that for loop. So, guys, whatever we are discussing that shell script now, just if you go through those things, easily can able to survive with whatever the requirement you are going to get. You can able to do it, but needs that more practice, right? Without practicing, without doing assignments, you are not able to understand the shell script. Okay. See, in the if else condition, just we are checking the condition. If the condition is not satisfied, it will come to the else block. So now my requirement is I want to check n number of times condition. As long the condition is satisfied, I need to execute some set of commands. So that time we'll go to the loops. The for loop is one of the loop. So the normal C, Java, the syntax is for loop for initialization, condition, increment operator or decrement operator. Increment operator or decrement operator. Okay, so here this is a for loop body. For loop body start with the flower bracket open and close. Here you are going to keep that some statements. So what are the statements you want to execute, you can keep here. Okay, so as long as condition is going to satisfy, these commands are going to execute. These commands are going to execute. Right. So this is a C++ syntax, but in the shell script, it is little different. Not much difference. Okay. Here, instead of for loop body open, we are going to use the do. Closing, done. So remaining, the first statement is say initialization, condition, increment or decrement operator. Okay. So now I'm going to write a one shell script with the help of the for loop. I'm going to display the numbers from 1 to 5. Okay. So for that one, I'm going to write a one shell script echo for loop demo starts. For loop demo starts. Okay. For so here two parentheses we are going to use. Okay, two parentheses, and you have to give the space between the second parenthesis and the number here. So a is equal to 1. Initializing. You know already initializing means creating and assigning a value. Creating a variable and assigning the value to that variable is called as initialization. A is equal to 1. Can I use that I is equal to 1? Right? Here, what is I? I is a one variable. Okay, so if you want, you can use it a also. A is equal to 1. Right? Then a less than or equal to 5. This is a condition. Okay. Then I am going to increment by 1. A plus plus. So if you see here, two parentheses, no space on between each parenthesis, then space age equal to 1 semicolon a less than or equal to 5 condition a plus plus increment operator and space. Okay, two parentheses, then do closing with done. So in between you can write some commands. So whatever that commands you are going to keep into that body, for loop body, those commands are going to execute as long as condition is going to satisfy. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I will keep that echo $a means I want to print that a value. I want to print that a value. Okay, so we are going to keep that $a. Then after for loop statement, I am going to write that for loop demo over. Okay, now once if you run the shell script, okay, so already we know it is going to execute from top to bottom, right? So first this line is going to execute. So this is output, it is going to print. So this is output. Then it will come here. So a is equal to 1 and 1 less than or equal to 5. Is condition satisfied? Yes or no? Yes, condition is satisfied. If the condition is set, so 1 is less than or equals to the 5. It is less than, right? See guys, here we are checking the two conditions, less than or equals. 1 is less than 5. So it is going to satisfy. So once the condition is satisfied, what will happen? It will come inside the for loop body. Okay, so inside the for loop body, how many commands are there? Only one command is there. So it is going to execute. So once it is going to execute, what it is going to print, guys? So it is going to print that 1. Right? It is going to print that 1. Okay. Then it will go here. So now a means what is the a value right now? A value is 1. 1 plus plus. 1 plus plus means it is going to increment by 1 or decrement by 1. A minus minus means by default increment or decrement operator is going to increment by 1 or decrement by 1. So 1 plus plus means for 1 it is going to add 1. So a value become 2. Then it will come to the condition 2 less than or equal to 5. So condition is satisfied. Right. So then again it will come here. Right. So a value is right now 2. It is going to print that 2. Then it will come here. Increment after 2 plus plus. 2 plus plus means a value become 3. It is going to increment by 1. Right. It is going to increment by 1. Then it will come here 3 less than or equal to 5. Again condition is satisfied. It will come inside the for loop body. Whatever the commands are there, it is going to execute. Right now only 1. It is going to print the a value. Then it will come here 3 plus plus. 3 plus plus means 4. A value become 4. 4 less than or equal to 5. Right. So 4 less than or equal to 5. Condition satisfied again. Again inside a for loop body, whatever the commands are there, it is going to execute. So it will print that 4. Then 4 plus plus. So 5. Now 4 plus plus means a value become 5. It will check 5 less than or equal to 5. Is the condition satisfied? 5 less than 5? No. But 5 equals 5. Right. Here it is going to check the two conditions. Less than and or equals. Either one. If it is satisfied, it is going to execute the commands inside the for loop body. Yes, condition satisfied. Now it is going to print the a value. So it will come here 5 plus plus. So 5 plus plus means a value become 6. 6 less than or equal to 5. Okay. So is the condition satisfied? 6 less than 5? 6 equals 5? In my village, 6 not less than 5 or 6 not equals to 5. In your village? My village, some people are saying yes, it is 6 is less than 5. Is it? Hmm? No. Wherever, everywhere, it is the same. Same university, na? Universally same. Yes. But sometimes some people are going to argue. Not this one, and different things. Hmm? Don't argue with people. Leave some time. Hmm? Okay. So now condition is not satisfied. If the condition is not satisfied, then it will come out of the loop. So after the loop, whatever the commands are there, those commands are going to execute. So only one statement is there, this one. So it is going to print. So it is going to get that output like this one. Clear? It is very simple example. Huh? Okay. So I learned this for loop in 2003. Okay. With so I joined in MC. Na? That time I don't know that any computer backgrounds because in my BSc I did that electronics, BSc electronics. In first year C language is there for me in MCA. Okay. In second semester C++ is there. For both languages I joined in Hyderabad. Vanastalipuram, one trainer. He explained same in this way. That time easily I understood this one. So that's why same pattern I have applied. I hope you guys also understood this one very simply. Yes or no? Is it complicated? Very simple. Hmm? When many guys called me previous batch, sir, I thought the shell script was very difficult. That's why in my mind I don't want to learn the scripting. But after gone through your classes, it's very simple. Okay. And again I'm saying you have to do the practice more and more. Okay. Any scripting or any programming language. If you want to become the expert. Okay. Okay. So now let me write one example on this for loop. VA for loop dot sh. So already I have connected guys to the Linux server. Okay. So echo for loop demo starts. Echo no need echo for age equal to 1, a less than or equal to 5, a plus plus. do, done. So in between, you can print that $A. Okay, echo for loop demo over. So now if you run sh for loop.sh, see, for loop demo starts 1 2 3 4 5, for loop demo over. Right. Now my requirement is I want to print that 1 to 100. Okay, 1 to 100. What to do? You have to change it in the condition. Instead of 5, keep that 100. Save it. sh for loop.sh. See, 1 to 100 it has displayed. Right, 1 to 100 it has displayed. Right. So now if you want to print that 1 to 1000, just keep that 1000. Okay, so here we are printing that 1 to 5 or 1 to 100. Now my requirement is, okay, write a shell script to print the numbers from 100 to 1. Okay, can you do it? Instead of 1 to 100, 100 to 1. And I have given some many examples in the shell script document. Just to go through those documents, okay, and some interview questions I have prepared, and I have given the answers also. Yes or no? I shared, right, some examples, some shell script, and question and answer I have given. Just go through that document. Okay, and you have to practice those shell scripts. See, I have given one PDF. Yes or no? In that PDF, some examples are there. Okay. So I don't want that the conditions. I don't want here some people are pinging that. So if you want to print that 100 to 1, the for loop statement and all, I'm not expecting from you guys whatever you are typing here. You guys has to write yourself and execute and see the output, whether you can able to get that output or not. Okay. Anybody have any questions on this for loop? If not, we'll go to the while loop. While loop. So, and Nitin, I'm going to share that whatever the shell script which we are going to use in our projects, I'm going to share. It's related to our DevOps tools. Okay. So again, I'm saying shell script is not a mandatory, but sometimes they are going to ask. Okay, in the interviews, and you are going to get some requirements on shell script. So they are going to ask you. So do you know any scripting language? We'll see easily. Yes. Which one? Shell scripting. Can you tell me some examples? Mention that examples names. Okay. So Nitin is asking, sir, what is the use case in DevOps? I will tell you. So now if I explain also, you are not able to understand. Once we'll going to start the DevOps tools, right? So in the DevOps tools, when you are configuring one DevOps tools with other, so we are going to use some scriptings when you are working with when you are configuring one DevOps tool with another DevOps tool and to automate any other things we are going to use. Okay, and now we'll discuss about the while loop. So here in C, C++, Java, the syntax is initialization, condition means that while statement, while here condition, while loop body, open here and close here. So here you are going to write some statements, and inside the while loop body, we are going to write that increment or decrement operator. Increment or decrement operator. Okay. So, but in the for loop, if we see initialization, condition, increment or decrement operator, everything in the same statement. But in the for loop, in the while loop, initialization is outside, condition, increment or decrement inside the body, while loop body. So in the Java and all, we have do while, some other extra while loops are there. Okay, so then you will see some difference between for loop and while loop, but in the shell script we don't have much, we don't have the difference between while loop and for loop. So the syntax wise it is little different. Okay, but most of the time we are going to use the guys for loop only. So here in the shell script, okay, here we are going to use, instead of for loop body, we are going to use the do. Instead of for loop body, we are going to use the closing for loop. We are going to use the done. Right. So opening bracket do, closing done. Right. So now I will write one example. Echo while loop demo starts. While loop demo starts. Initialization I is equal to 1. Okay. So while $I hyphen LT 5 do done. In between you can display the value echo $I and I want to increment by 1. Now I'm going to write in different way. So guys, you can use that here, that operators less than or LE. See here we use it that less than or equal to, right? So like this one. So if you want, you can use that like this one also, LE less than or equal to. Okay. Here I want increment I value by 1. So currently whatever the I value is there, for that one I need to add 1. So I'm going to increment in using the arithmetic operators, right? So if you want to perform any arithmetic operations, you have to use that ex pair keyword. Ex pair. Okay. Current I value, if you want to get $i. So if you want to add one, plus one. Right. So after performing this arithmetic operation, whatever the result I am going to get, that result again I want to assign to that I value. Okay. Currently I value is 1. 1 plus 1. How much? 2. The 2 value I want to assign to that I. What we will do? I is equal to. Okay. I is equal to this expression x square $1 plus. So you have to keep this entire expression in the inverted commas. Inverted commas. So what will happen? If you don't keep it, it is not going to perform the arithmetic operation. So in this case, it is going to perform arithmetic operation and it is going to keep that result again in the I only. It will assign. Okay. So after for while loop body, I am going to print one line. While loop demo over. While loop demo over. So once if you execute this shell script, it is going to print the first. It is going to execute this line. Okay. While loop demo starts. While loop demo starts. I is equal to 1. Okay. So then it will come here. So $i, how much? I value 1 less than or equal to less than or equal to 5. Condition satisfied. If the condition is satisfied, it will come here inside the while loop body. So it is going to print. So I value is 1. Then it will come here. $1 right now. What is I value? I value is 1 plus 1. So it will become 2. So it is going to assign this result to that I. So now I value is 2. I value become 2. Right. So then again it is going to check the condition 2 less than or equal to 5. Again condition has satisfied. Right. So then it will come inside the body. It is going to print that I value. So right now I value is 2. Okay. Then it will come here 2 plus 1. Right. So 2 plus 1 means 3. So I value become 3. 3 less than or equal to 5. 3 less than or equal to 5. Okay. Now again condition is satisfied. Okay. So again it will come inside the for loop body. Right. It is going to print that I value. So I value is 3 now. Then it will come here 3 plus 1. Okay. 3 plus 1 means I value become 4. Okay. Right. So now again it is going to check the condition 4 less than or equal to 5. Again condition is satisfied. So it is going to print that I value. Right. So I value is 4 right now. Okay. Then it will come here 4 plus 1. I value become 5. Right. It is going to check the condition 5 less than or equals to 5. Okay, so condition is satisfied. It is going to print this I value. Okay, 5, and it will come here 5 plus 1. So I value become 6. 6 less than or equal to 5. Is the condition satisfied? Right? No. So what will happen? It will come out of the loop. So while loop body start with the do, the while loop body close with the done. Right. See here in the C++, we are going to use a flower bracket, opening flower bracket, closing flower bracket for while loop and for loop body. But in the shell script, we are going to use a do and done. Right. Any loop, it is going to execute whatever the commands or statements inside the body until the condition is satisfied. Okay, so if the condition is not satisfied, it will come out of the loop. So after the loop, one command is there, so it is going to print this one. Right, so this is the output we are going to get. So if you run this shell script, right, if you run this shell script, okay. So let me write one example. See guys, already I have connected to the Linux server. Okay, so before starting the session, I have connected. So now I am going to write that one example on the while loop, while loop.sh. Okay, so now echo, use the echo command while loop demo starts. While loop demo starts. So initialization I is equal to 1. While, so you can use square bracket here because we are using that hyphen LE, na? That's why hyphen LE less than or equal to 5. Then do here print that I value. Then increment that I value by 1. So keep that in the inverted commas and assign that result to that again I only. So I is equal to this one. So guys, here be careful. You should not supposed to give that space between I equals and 1 because it is a variable. Already we know when you are creating a variable, you should not supposed to give the space between equals and the variable name and the value. But here while space flower bracket space $I space less than LE space 5, this one. Here also you should not supposed to give the space. I equals expr space $I plus 1. See, when you are performing arithmetic operations, you should give the space. Already this one also we discussed it, right? Then while loop body close with done, right? And execute one more statement while loop demo over. Okay, let's see. Let's execute it. Sh while loop dot sh. See, while loop demo starts 1 2 3 4 5 while loop demo over. Same way, if you want to print that 1 to 100, just here we are going to change that from 5 to 100. 5 to 100. Save it. Run it. See, same way you can write one shell script to print that 100 to 1 using the while loop. Clear? Anybody have any questions, guys? So we don't have much difference. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Already I said also. in the Java we have do while loop is there. Okay, first you can execute, then you can check the condition. So there some difference is there, but here no much difference. Okay, so you can use it for loop. Okay. So next one is the switch case. So Jitendra is asking, sir, what is the difference between you have used it here increment operator? Instead of that one, can I use that increment I plus plus? Yes, you can use it. Okay, but you have to keep that within the two parentheses I plus plus. Okay, so I think I have used it the same in our examples. Just check it in our examples how I did. Otherwise, you can use like this one. So next one is the switch case. So yesterday someone asked, sir, if I want to check 100 times the condition, what to do? So instead of going to use that nested if else condition, so instead of checking 100 times the condition, we'll go with the switch case. So switch case is alternative for the nested if else condition. Nested if else condition. Okay, so here I have one shell script. So sonar.sh. For this SonarQube server, we are going to use this sonar.sh. Okay, so we are going to discuss about this tool SonarQube server. We have one tool. Okay, so if you want to start the SonarQube server, we are going to pass that start. So what is this start? Command line argument, right? So if you pass start as a command line argument, it is going to start your SonarQube server. If you pass stop, it is going to stop the SonarQube server. Same way, if you pass that restart, it is going to restart your SonarQube server. Right. Suppose I am passing that with uppercase, or I am passing that some keyword starting. We don't have that pattern called as starting. So that time what it is going to do? It is not going to. So it has to give some one message. Okay. So here see, I'm passing like this one. So inside sonar.sh, it will be like this one. Echo so switch case start with case. Switch case starts with case. Okay, case. So I need to get this argument value. How to get the argument value? $1, $1, right? So here we are going to use the in keyword. Case is a keyword, in is a keyword, and whatever the value we are passing, we are going to check in our patterns whether this pattern is there or not. Start is a one pattern. Okay, so if that whatever the pattern we are here, whatever the input we are passing, if it is matches with this pattern under this one, whatever the commands are there, those commands are going to execute. SonarQube server starting. SonarQube server started. SonarQube server started. Okay. Same way, you can use that stop this pattern. So once that pattern is matches, sonar keep server is stopping, right? Sonar keep server is stopped, right? Same way, restart. I'm going to write one pattern, restart. Okay, so sonar keep server is restarting, restarted. Sonar keep server is restarted, right? So now, suppose if the user is passing the term different value other than start, stop, restart. Okay, so we are going to keep one default pattern. So the default pattern represented star. Okay, so we are going to keep the start. So here we are going to display message. So guys, you can write the command here only. Echo, please pass the correct argument. Please pass the correct argument. Echo uses dollar sh dollar zero. Okay, argument start or stop or restart. Okay, now we can close that switch case. So it is starting with case and closing is reverse of case. ESAC we are going to use for switch case closing. Okay, case is opening of your switch case, closing is ESAC. Okay, then you can use that echo switch case demo over. Right. So now if you run the shell script like this one, what will happen? Whatever the pattern you are passing, that pattern it is going to get it here. And then so whatever the input you are giving, that input, that argument it is going to get it here, and it is going to compare with the pattern names. So whatever the input you have given that argument, so it is going to compare with this one. If this pattern is matched, whatever you are giving input, so it is going to execute a set of commands whatever you have specified inside that pattern name. Suppose you are passing here restart. What it will do? First it will come here, it will get that value, and it is going to compare with this pattern. Is it matching? Restart with a start? No. Then again it will come here. So these commands are not going to execute. If the pattern is not matched, these commands are not going to execute. Okay. Then it will come here. This pattern also not matched. It will come here. Okay. Then it will come here. So this pattern has matched. So it is going to execute this command. Right. Then it is going to come out of this switch case. Then it will execute this one. Right. So suppose you are not passing that, suppose you are passing that like this one, start. Guys, you are not able to hear me? Okay. Okay. See, suppose you are passing that start with this name. Do you have any pattern name? Oh, you guys are not able to hear me? Okay, let me check. Oh, now you can able to hear me? Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, if you pass that start with uppercase, what will happen? Do we have that any case with the uppercase here? Start? No. What will happen? So if the none of the patterns are matched, then what will happen? It will go to the default pattern. So it is going to execute these two commands. Right. So then it is going to display this one. So then he can able to understand, oh, I need to pass that start or stop or restart. Okay. So let me execute this script. VA sonar.sh. So guys, this is our shell script which we are going to use to start the SonarQube server. Okay, but this is just I'm keeping that some dummy commands here, right? So, and one more thing here, if you see, we are writing that pattern and corresponding commands, pattern name, commands, pattern name, commands, right? But how to know these are only the two commands under this pattern? Why can't execute these two commands also? So to make it, this is the last statement, or this is the end of that pattern. We are going to that two times semicolon. So use this two times semicolon at the next line of the last command, or last command at the end also you can keep like this one. Okay, you can keep two semicolons, okay, at the end of the command, or in the next line also you can keep like this one. Okay, that is mandatory. You have to keep that two times semicolon. See, if you observe, after keeping the two times semicolon, that pattern names or color is changing. See, I'm going to keep that two semicolons. Just observe that restart color. See, it become black. Right. So this is a mandatory. Okay. So you can keep this two times semicolon here, or you can keep here also. Here after this one, save it. Now you can run sh sonar.sh. I'm not passing any argument. What will happen? Which pattern is going to execute? The default pattern is going to execute. Let's see. See, switch case demo starts. Please pass the correct argument. Uses sh sonar.sh start. Oh, now I have realized. So I need to pass that argument for starting, start, for stop, stop argument, restart, restart argument. See, SonarQube server is starting. It started. You can use that. Stop. SonarQube server is stopping and it stopped. Restart. See, it's restarting, restarted. Okay. So like this, you can use it. Okay. So now I have shared one example with you guys related to the switch case. So that example is, so we are going to get that value from the user. Please enter the number from 1 to 5 only. Okay, then here we are going to use the read command to get that value whatever the user has typed, right? Please enter the number from 1 to 5 only. Read number. So here, after getting this value, we need to check it. Use that case. Okay, dollar, dollar, one. Okay, so by mistake I have switched off this Wi-Fi by mistake. Okay, so that's why. Now you can able to hear me, right? Okay, so you have typed one and echo, typed the correct number. Okay, 2 times semicolon. So here one is a pattern. So like that you can use that 2. You have typed TWO2, right? Type the correct number. 3. You have typed 3. 4. You have typed 4. 5. You have typed 5. Okay, suppose if you are not passing that, you are not typing 1 to 5, or you are passing maybe 0 or 6 other than 1 to 5. So that time it is going to execute that default pattern. You have typed so invalid number, invalid number. So type the wrong number, type the wrong number. Okay, echo, please enter the correct number. Please enter the correct number. Okay, let's see. VA switch case dot sh. Okay, save it. Sh switch case dot sh. So it is asking, please enter the number 1 to 5. So I'm going to press that 2. Syntax unexpected end of line number 22. Okay, did we use it at the close? No, right? So that's why. So use that ESAC. Closing. You have to use that closing for your switch case. Okay, save it. SH switch case dot sh. 2. So you have typed 2. If you press that 4, you have typed 4. If you press that 6, invalid number. So when I'm angry, I'm going to type with the uppercase. So guys, when you are chatting with your friends or manager, if they are chatting with the uppercase means he is very aggressive, he is very angry on you. Maybe you did some mistake. Okay, so invalid number. See here I'm asking, please enter the number hmm, from 1 to 5 only. But you have typed. We have sense like that it is going to score. Right. So that's why say I'm keeping with uppercase invalid number. Type the wrong number. Please enter the correct number. Right. So we are going to use this switch case in our DevOps tools when we are discussing. I will explain that one. Okay. So dollar question mark, dollar hash, this switch case we are going to use a number of times. Clear, guys? Anybody have any questions? So the last one, very important, is functions. Birthday function, marriage anniversary function. No. So this is different topic, not our birthday functions. So what is the use of functions? Anybody idea? See, you have one shell script called as cleanup.sh. So Sahana Anand said that reuse of code, make code reusable. Yes, you are correct. I have one shell script. Okay, so in this shell script, assume some commands I am using n number of times. Same set of commands, multiple places I'm using here. Okay. See, instead of as a good programmer, you should not supposed to keep the duplicated code in your program. You should not supposed to keep the duplicated code in your program. Then what to do? Remove wherever that duplicate code is there. Remove wherever that duplicated code is there. What you will do? Create a one script. Reuse. This is the function name. Flower bracket open, close. Okay, here. See here reuse is a one function. So the function syntax will be like this. This is the function name, parenthesis. So flower bracket open for function body, flower bracket close. This is the function body closing. Okay. So in between, whatever the commands you want to use n number of times, wherever you want to execute, you can keep this one. So how to call this function? Very simple, guys. So whatever the function name is there, just keep that one. So wherever you want to call that function, keep that function name, so that once it will come here, so it will go into execute this one. So in the shell script, there is no call by value, call by reference center. Okay, it's a very simple functions. It's not complicated like C, C++, Java. Okay, you guys also want the same, right? Way you want very simple programs. Hmm? So here there is no concept of call by value, call by reference center. Okay, just you can call that one, that function. So whatever that statements or commands are there inside the function body, those things are going to execute. So now let me write one example on the functions. Va functions dot sh. Type I, it will come inside one. So echo function demo stars. function demo starts. Okay, here I am going to write one function called as greet fn, greet function. Okay, greet function. Here you can write that echo hello guys, echo good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Okay, so wherever you are in. Echo today date is, so I want to print the date here only in the same line. What to do? Keep that date command in the inverted commas like this one in the same line. Okay, so echo functions are very useful for reusing the code. Okay, echo calling the function, calling the function. Okay, let's see. Now if I use the shell script, if I run the shell script, so what are the lines are going to execute? So Nitin is asking, sir, can you say difference between automation by scripting and automation by Python? See, I think I mentioned already. So if you want to learn the Python, you should have good programming knowledge, and it is very little difficult to than shell scripting. So Bindu, she already completed that Python. Can you tell me your experience when you are learning Python? How much it is difficulty than learning the shell script? Shell script is very easy if you know the Linux commands, right? It's very easy. Yes or no? So compared to that Python, shell script is very easy. See, in the 4 years back, beginning, I was teaching the Python for my students. Okay, but many of my students are coming from non-computer backgrounds. So they told me, sir, it is very difficult, sir. That time I was teaching freely. Okay, because first batches, na, that's why when I started Mithun Technologies. So they told me, sir, it is very difficult. Then I thought that, okay, it is very difficult. Let's teach that scripting language, shell scripting. So they said that it is very easy, sir. Okay. So most of the time we are going to use the shell script, but sometimes if you want to automate some tasks in the AWS, like Lambda function, in Ansible, if you want to write your custom modules, we are going to use the Python. Yes, both or three, those things and all. Okay, but it is not a mandatory to learn the Python. If you want to interest, if you want, you can learn it. But if you keep that Python, it is add on to your resume. Okay, it is good to have, but not a mandatory. How this Mithun name form? Mithun Reddy. Okay, son of Bhaskar Reddy. Bhaskar Reddy is a trainer. Okay, like that Mithun Technologies came into that market. So like that Mithun Technologies came. Okay. Yeah, so new batch is the Python new batch is going to start soon. I will tell you. Just I will post it in that WhatsApp groups. Just follow that WhatsApp group. So Saptagiri is asking, sir, how can I run that script which is present in my master server in all the nodes without copying it into the SCPR? You can use that Ansible. Okay, so Ansible master server, keep that script and configure that wherever you want to run that script, those servers IP addresses in the host configuration file in the Ansible. You can write one playbook. All these things we are teaching, Saptagiri. Don't worry. It is very, very simple, whatever the task you asked. Srini is asking, is it a must to know that Python to work on Ansible? Not a mandatory, because Ansible is developed using the Python. Okay, Ansible is developed using the Python. But if you want to customize that modules, so they are giving some modules. If that modules are not helping for your requirement, you can write your own custom modules. So that time you should know that Python. See, now if you see function demo starts. So it is going to, guys, by default your shell script is going to execute from top to bottom. So once it reaches here now, it will assume, oh, this is a function, I should not supposed to call this function until unless to call that explicitly. Okay, see here, functions are very useful. It is executed. Calling the function, did we call that function anywhere? No, right? That's why these lines are not executed. That's why these lines are not executed. Okay, so how to call the function? Very simple. With the function name, you can keep it. It is going to call. So now what will happen? So first this line is going to execute, then this line is going to execute, then this line is going to execute, then these lines are going to execute. Yes or no? That is order it is going to execute. Okay, sh functions dot sh. Okay, now see, hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today date is, it is displaying the same line, right? So now see, can we call this function before declaring a function, before writing the function? Hmm? No, but in the Java it is possible. Java, C, C++ and all possible. Okay, so in our case you will get the error, you will get that command not found. Okay, so if you keep that if you call the function before that before the function declaration, if you call, you are going to get a error. Yes, first function has to be defined, then only you have to call. So line number one, line number two, we are going to get the error here. Okay, let's see, sh functions dot sh. See, we are getting the error. Line number two, greet fn command not found. Greet fn command not found. Right? Clear? Anybody have any questions, guys? So far, whatever we, functions are very, very, very important, guys. So now I have one requirement. I have one function, one shell script called as a.sh, another shell script called as b.sh, c.sh. Right? So here one function called as add function is there. Okay. So here also one add function is there. So in all the shell scripts, that add function is there. In all the shell scripts, that add function is there, right? So after 1 year, I got a one change request. CR means change request. Hey, did you work on that CR? Like that, they are going to ask. CR means change request. So I have to add some lines in this particular function. What you have to do? You have to go to that all the shell scripts, a.sh, b.sh, c.sh, wherever you are using this function, and you have to update it. Have to update it. So it is very difficult, right? As a maintenance, it is very difficult to update in all the shell scripts. It is very difficult to update in all the shell scripts, right? What to do? Instead of keeping in all the shell scripts, okay, remove that script. Okay, keep this shell script in one function, utilities.sh. Any name you can give. There you can keep it. So you can write some commands like echo I am from add function. So if you want, you can create one more function, sub. Okay, echo I am from sub function, right? So now I want to use these two functions in a.sh, b.sh, c.sh. Is it possible? Yes. You can call that. How we are going to call the function? Add sub, like this one, right? Let's see. First we'll create one shell script, utilities.sh, and we are going to add these two functions. Okay, these are the two functions. Save it. So now I'm going to create one function, a.sh. So here I'm going to call add sub. Okay, so if you want, you can mention that messages echo calling the functions. Save it. Now if you run a.sh, is it going to work? You will get a error. See, add command not found, sub command not found. Why? Because add functions, sub functions, which are available in the this particular shell script, utilities.sh. Is it possible to get that one function which is there in other shell script? Can I use in other shell script? Yes, it is possible. So for that one, you have to use one keyword. So usually, if you want to use one function which is there in one shell script, one Java class, I want to use in other Java class. What is the keyword we are going to use, guys, in Java and Python? Bindu? Import. Thank you, Anand. Okay, so guys, I'm expecting, however, Anand is giving immediately the prompt answer. I'm expecting from everyone. Okay. So, Sir Nani Reddy, I'm asking the keyword. Which keyword you are going to use? Okay, we are going to import. In the C language, C++, hash include. Did you remember? First line, hash include IOH. Huh? Sir, no, yes, see? Like that, in the shell script, we are going to use the source keyword. Source. Oh, so my shell script is available in the current directory, and a.sh also is there in current directory. So I am going to give dot slash the script name. Which script? functionalities you want to get it, you can use like this. Okay, now you are going to call the functions successfully. Just see, earlier we are getting the error. Now I am from add function, I am from the sub function. Clear? So like this, guys, you can reuse the functions which is available in one shell script from the other shell script. Very, very important this. And many times they ask this question: is it possible to reuse that functions which are available in from one shell script to other shell script? Yes. How? Use the source keyword. In one of the interview they asked. Okay. See. So I have written one utilities.sh one shell script. There I have written that functions, right? Those functions I'm calling, but first you should get that functions which is there in this utilities.sh shell script using the source keyword. Clear? Anybody have any questions? Yes, every time we have to mention this script file name in where you have to import it. Okay, suppose if you want to import in b.sh, add this line in the b.sh also, then only you have to use it. Otherwise these functions are not going to be available. Okay, so this is not executing, we are importing. So in current directory we have this shell script, and a.sh and utility.sh in both are in same directory. That's why we are using that dot represent current directory. So if it is in some other directory, so you have to specify that full path. Okay, so while calling the function, you don't want to give any parentheses. Just if you give the function name, that's more enough. Okay, yeah, that's all guys about the function. So tomorrow we are going to start that GitHub administration. Before coming to that next class, you have to create an account in GitHub using this URL https github.com. Everyone has to create account in this one. So tomorrow is the first our DevOps tool, it is going to start. Clear? Everyone should create account in this one, and whatever the email ID we are going to use, that email ID, for that email ID we are going to get one mail from the GitHub. Please validate that account. Okay, you have to validate account, then only it is going to allow you to do that task in the GitHub. Yes, Nitin, we are going to cover GitHub actions also. Okay, yes, you can use your personal Gmail ID, Gmail ID or Yahoo, whatever that one. You can use any email ID. Okay, so I'm going to teach that GitHub. So I will explain it that, just I will give that overview about that GitLab and Bitbucket. So if you know one, either GitLab or Bitbucket or GitHub, others two are very easy. Okay. Yes, Kapil, Linux and shell script is over. So tomorrow is the first DevOps tool which we are going to start. Okay. Yeah, we'll discuss because. Okay. Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow onwards, because the DevOps first tools it is going. So far I didn't started any DevOps tools. Okay. Thank you.